Hello everyone, I am Conquering History Games and welcome to the start of a new and I think very exciting campaign here on the channel. This is going to be part of a parallel campaign, meaning two different campaigns where I'm going to be playing as the Byzantine Empire. So here in Medieval 2 Total War, I'm going to be playing as the Byzantines. It's going to kind of go and get over to them right now. And as you'll see, as you should know if you've ever played Medieval 2, you always start in the year 1080. And so, at the same time that this video goes up, there should also be a video that has gone up from Crusader Kings 2, where I am also playing as the Byzantine Empire in the year 1080. Actually, technically, over there it's going to be in the year 1081, which I'll talk about why in a minute. But effectively, I'm starting these campaigns of the same nation at the same time, roughly, and we're going to see how the two games play out, and, comparing the very different game mechanics of each of them. And also just kind of generally see which one I find to be more fun. I'm a big fan of both of these games, and I hope that you all are too. So, if for some reason the Crusader Kings 2 video is not up, give it 15 minutes, and then if it's still not up, go ahead and comment down below what is wrong. So, as you all, there's a lot of stuff I want to get out of the way here early, but don't worry, it's going to be a very long campaign, so I'm sure that you will not mind. Because we are doing long campaign rules, so in order to win, we'll have to hold 45 regions, including Rome and Jerusalem. So, as you all know, one of the things I like to do on my channel is talk about the historical contexts and the nations and the people that I play as in these games, Total War, Paradox, and other stuff. But obviously I'm playing the same nation in two different games, so how's that going to work? Well, since this game is called Total War, in this one I'm going to be doing more of a focus on Byzantine military history, not just battles, but general strategy, tactics, things like Maurice's Strategon, and the military reforms, and the movements of the Alexids and things like that. The Alexids, as if that's the name of the dynasty. I'm talking about the fucking the Comnians. Incidentally, all Greeks. I'm very sorry about how I pronounce things. Well, whereas in the Crusader Kings 2 video, I'm going to be talking more about how Byzantine society worked and kind of broader things besides what was happening on the battlefield. Since, there is sort of a domestic administrative side that is in Medieval 2 Total War. It is, in the name of the game, it is a war game, so there's going to be less of a focus on, say, trade, for example. And after today, I'm probably going to alternate each day which campaign is going up. This one, of course, will finish because Medieval 2 doesn't update anymore, and I don't think there's going to be any Crusader Kings 2 updates for a pretty long time, so hopefully I can finish that up. But just fair warning. Okay, let's read this. Byzantium is the shadow that remains of the old Roman Empire. It is a mere shadow because despite... Oh, wait, before I forget... by the way, I never go to the very hardest difficulty of Total War games anymore. I did used to play them, but one day I just realized that I like to play games. I don't like games to play me, so I just go one down. The actual, if you haven't heard this story before, the exact moment where I decided I was no longer going to play the hardest difficulty on games anymore was I was playing Rome, and specifically I was playing as Macedon. And I was doing a full-blown, Battle of Pelennor Fields, huge cavalry charge coming in, reinforcing a besieged army. And so I believe I had 5 units of lancers that all managed to isolate the Roman general. I couldn't believe my fortune. And so I completely had him surrounded. I'm ripping his bodyguard to pieces. And it was down to just him and one bodyguard while he is surrounded by dozens and dozens of lancers. Actually, it was in the hundreds. And then my lancers decided to retreat because they were scared. I hadn't lost my general, nothing. They just were too scared of that Roman general. And that was the moment when I decided, okay, hardest difficulty is bullshit. I will never play it again. I will always go one down, and that's just the way it is. Okay? Anyway, getting back to this. Also, we're going to turn off battle time limit. Battle time limits are typically an hour. Which is more than enough time for a battle. The reason why I turn it off is because sometimes during sieges there will be bugs, in my experience, and the AI armies will just freeze, and it could just lead to some weird situations where I have to lose battles that I wasn't supposed to lose as well. So there's no battle time limit. If a battle's going an hour, there's something went wrong and I should have won it already anyway. Now, it is the reverence of the old ways that has brought the Empire to a point of stagnation in a world that has gradually kept moving on. The differences between the thinking in Byzantium and the West were most profoundly highlighted with the Great Schism, the division of Christendom. Despite boasting the world's trade capital and home of Orthodox Christianity in Constantinople, the Byzantine Empire is well past its zenith and is now in steady decline. The outer regions of the empire have been slipping from the emperor's grasp for decades now. To the west, the Normans have taken southern Italy, and in the east, the Turks have moved into Asia Minor after their decisive and terrible victory at at Manzikert. The latter of these two losses was the worst defeat the empire had suffered in its entire history. To make matters worse, general corruption, chaos, and dissent has led to some of the other provinces closer to home to rebel. Arguably, the greatest threat to Byzantium lies in its independence from Rome. There is significant risk that the lords of the West will consider the lands of Orthodox Christianity to be fair game unless the Pope decrees otherwise. It is a true irony that Constantinople may now have to appease Rome after becoming the new capital of the Roman Empire centuries ago. If the Byzantine Empire is to once again become the dominant power of the East, then it will first need to reclaim its heartlands wholly before encroaching upon the borders of another power. The Byzantine legacy is long and predominantly proud, but unless the emperor can turn things around in a hurry, it is a legacy that will end soon. So we got good heavy cavalry, missile cavalry, and capable archers. It's a very well-rounded faction once you get going, the Byzantines. But we lack late period gunpowder. Not a huge deal. Varangian Guard, of course, we're going to be having some fun with that for sure. Yeah, so let's go. We'll just skip the video. You can catch that on YouTube or something. Summer of 1080. So let's first talk about the context of what's going on here in the world. So it is the year 1080. As the introduction discussed, the Battle of Manzikert happened several years earlier. In 1071, it was the first time that a Byzantine emperor had ever found himself captured and made a prisoner by Muslims. They did manage to negotiate and form a slight truce because the Alp Arslan, who was the Sultan of the Seljuk Turks at the time, he basically they both had political reasons for why he didn't just chop the Emperor Romanus's head off, but the Byzantine emperor would soon die thereafter, as would Alp Arslan. He would be assassinated, and his son Malik Shah I would take over, who ends up reigning for 20 years and basically takes the Seljuk Turks, who are out here in all this area, to its greatest extent. Now, the reason why the Sultan had some troubles is the Seljuk Turks had not really unified all of the Turkish lands, and then also you had like various things up here in the Caucasus, in Anatolia, where they had other enemies that they had to fight. So, in the meantime, in 1081 technically, but they have it in 1010 here, 1080 here, Alexius ends up seizing control of the empire and founds the Komnenos, I'm spelling it in my head, Komnenos dynasty, which ends up being a later high period in Byzantine history. So, the game reflects the division of the Turks, you might have noticed on the minimap earlier, by having them splintered. So you have some Turks that are here in Anatolia, and then there's some rebel territories, and the rest of them are here. And this was because the Sultan Malik Shah I, he left Anatolia to one of his generals to kind of conquer, and then he was out taking care of some other matters, and so he was extending into Central Asia and things like that, creating this enormous sultanate that was the Seljuks. So, we are going to take advantage of the division of the Turks because, if I remember correctly, the way that the game has set things up is that you have the Turks, I think, either have only 2 or 3 generals at the start, and they're all in Anatolia. We are going to try to seek them out. We are going to try to kill them on the battlefield or in a city, and with no leaders, the Turks will fall apart, and so all of this area will just be rebellious Turk nations. Yes, technically they could fall prey to Egypt, but if Egypt is coming north, we've got other sets of problems. But I think it'll be much, much better to just eliminate the Turks, hopefully in this first episode, and then it will completely, it will safeguard the East, because the rebels are not going to attack Constantinople. And we need to safeguard at least one frontier, because we are going to have other problems. Venice is down here in Crete. They're over here in Italy, of course. And the Venetians and the Byzantines have a very heated rivalry, very hot, very cold. It runs sometimes. Usually runs hot during these games. So we need to keep an eye out for them. There is also the Hungarians to the north, who could very well decide to advance south rather than trying to go into Central Europe and dealing with the Holy Roman Empire in Poland. And Russia, while very isolated up here in the north, could absolutely start to come down, start to come into the Crimea, and who knows, like, it's kind of a longer term thing, but they could eventually be here. And you just never know who's going to come at you. You know, the treacherous Milanese, for all we know, might sail halfway across the Mediterranean to try to attack Constantinople. So, with all that background in mind, let's start figuring out how we are going to move. Alright, we are at Corinth down here in Thessalonica, which is nice. There is a city over here, I think, that we might grab, but I don't want to stretch myself. We're going to send a Byzantine princess north. Maybe if we're lucky, we can set something up with the Hungarians. We've got Prince John, our faction heir, who has 5 command stars. That's very good. Emperor Alexis himself has 8. Fantastic, but we don't know how long he's going to survive. We also have Evangelos Extrochos. Now then, time to start heading west, or excuse me, east. All right, you come over here and just grab the. I don't really mess with merchants, so I'm just gonna throw them there and leave them be. We're gonna get a shipwright because we absolutely are gonna need some good ships later. Okay. Now the Emperor will begin advancing to the east. I believe their city. I think they have like one here and one's over here, but we're just gonna start trending in that direction. We're gonna have another one come south. We're probably gonna get something where they want us to invade this area. We're gonna ignore that. I'm gonna put a heavy priority on ranged cavalry. And yeah, as you see, everybody is heading east. Now, where's our? Oh, we had another spy, maybe not. Oh yeah, we are gonna be bleeding money early, but it's gonna be worth it in order to rid ourselves of the Turks. Rhodes is open too. Yeah, it'll be nice having all these rebel nations to take, because it's not really realistic for us to do a rush on Venice. I could do a rush on Venice. I have done it in my own time in the past, but it's, I think, a little bit too luck-based, and I really, really do not like leaving the East exposed, because once the Turks get rolling, they could just be an absolute pain in the ass to dislodge from Anatolia. We certainly cannot allow them to... Yep, there it is. So we have 15 turns to take Smyrna. Not a big deal. Not a priority.
Yes, Lord. Yes?
Okay.
Move out. Your will.
Alright, so there's that nation there. We could get some more mercenaries out here. I think we will. Get plenty of archers. One more thing. We are not going to play every single... how do I say it? We're not gonna do every single battle. I know there's some people on YouTube who they play every single battle, even if it's like just 2 units against 20, and it's gonna be a slaughter. But if you know, it's something where it's completely obvious who's gonna win, and for the sake of time, even if it's not very min-maxy, I'm probably just gonna auto-resolve it. I hope you all won't mind that. Okay, so here's Iconium, which is the current capital. I'm positive that they've got a general in there. Looks like there's a little rebel army up here. Interesting. Okay, alright, cool. We can at least push him back. Yeah, couldn't quite make it. Alright. Anyway, come on down here. Yes, I'm going to attack the neutral faction. Neutral my ass. So there's going to be Iconium and the other one over here. And so we're hoping, again, to take care of them. Even if they had a baby right away, there's basically no chance, I think, that yeah, there shouldn't be any chance of them. There's not basically no chance. There is no chance that they are going to be able to grow up in time. We're going higher taxes for a little bit, just to help with the funds. And we're really hoping Venice doesn't come after us. Or else we're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Plotting course now.
Okay. And of course, by coming east so quickly, we could, what's this? Turkish army. Oh, they took care of the rebels. Interesting. Okay. So, what we're gonna do now is... You're gonna come here.
Yes. Closing for battle. Laying siege.
Alright, we're gonna besiege them from a couple of directions. Maybe they'll get drawn out, but,
Move out.
we're gonna send our emperor ahead to the next one, which I think is up here. There he is, Sultan Hala, which is not accurate. Yeah, I think that's just a computer-generated name. It really should be Malik Shah, and he should have like good stats. He's got 5, which is fine. Okay, there's a Turkish diplomat there, and we have our other diplomat. We're again gonna let's start sending him west so we can get some other missions. I don't know if we're gonna get this one, even though the 2,500 florins is nice. I think it's more worth it to go take Antioch instead.
Orders.
That's worth a lot more than 2,500 florins. All right, Turks, what do you want? Come on, come on, come on. Speak. No, nothing. We have a suitable prince. Only 1 command star, but he's only 19, and he's a night fighter, which is interesting. I think we will do that. And plus now, Constantinople has a governor again, so that's good for money purposes. Though we did lose our princess, but it's fine because we have the diplomat now. Alright, we're gonna keep heading north. There's Sofia. You see, the Hungarians are already coming south. These are who worry me a little bit more than the Venetians at the moment. We're gonna start working on a navy of some kind. Yeah, we're doing fire ships. Yeah, the fire ships have tremendous attack, a little bit more upkeep, but that's what's going to help us sweep the Venetians from the sea. Okay, Prince John, you come over here.
Crossing for battle. Besieging settlement, my lord.
Okay.
Your will. Yes, my lord. This is where we shall meet
Okay.
the enemy. Yes?
Keep heading east, please.
A good day's march ends.
So I'm hoping these guys are just going to rush out. We're just going to keep them there. Again, we have several turns before it's possible at all for them to generate any more generals. And you know what? Even if we don't kill the Turks by destroying these two, it's going to be ultimately for the best. Should I make a? I should make a priest.
Yes? Move out.
Okay. Okay. There is a Turkish army here. Okay, it's fine. 5 turns until these guys surrender. I really hope that they'll just rush out, but they usually don't do that until there's no more time left. And I could assault the town, and I have absolutely no doubt I would win. If we just look at the differences here, so they've just got some cheap archers, some militia. The Turkomans are not good in a siege environment. Especially when they're the ones being besieged, whereas I have got, some Byzantine spearmen, which are pretty decent. I've got my Allen light cavalry, which is a pound for pound probably the most overpowered cavalry in the game. It is light cavalry, but they have incredible stamina, morale, as it says here, and they're very fast moving, and you can just do so much with them. Papal States are pissed at me. Get over it. Alright, how's all this looking? Okay, we have our fire ship there. Let's, you know what? Let's bring these guys up here and merge. Let's get that one fire ship in there, just enough so I'll feel relatively safe from the Venetians. So it doesn't look like the Egyptians are rushing north, which is good for me. Obviously they have to go somewhere, but maybe they're being weird and going west. Egypt tends to stay pretty isolated, though, and just wait for the Crusades to start hitting them. It looks like the Hungarians were beaten back. Wow, got killed just trying to look at this little Captain Andres guy. So my spy's dead. That was annoying. Okay. So, let's see if we can get lucky and get an alliance with Hungary. Nope, didn't think so. That's fine. It isn't a big deal. Can we maybe get a little money from them? Just a little bit. No? Alright, we'll try again next turn. I do like to get map information, and occasionally I'll actually pay for it. Just because I like to fill this up. I really don't like when the screen's not so filled. So until then, though, we'll just zoom in. I believe the city is... No, city's to the south. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you right here. Ooh, I don't think that's quite on the bridge. So that's kind of annoying. Now, one of the things I think is a really cool detail is if you zoom in here, like really zoom in, you see all these squares of land here in central Anatolia. So this, I think, is supposed to represent the Asiatic theme system, which is essentially where a lot of the manpower of the Byzantine Empire's armies came from. Basically, troops were assigned to geographical areas, like a kind of modern army corps. And this is where the bulk of the army came from. Like, the cities of the Byzantine Empire weren't supplying most of their military. It was places like Thrace and Cappadocia, which is in Central Anatolia, and Armenia, and things like that. And these were small landowners who would fill the ranks because that was their compensation. Like, they would do that, and in return, they would be exempt from Byzantine taxation. And eventually, a kind of an aristocracy of officers developed around this, and then they would bring servants, and there would be attendants and things like that. So it kind of fills up. And so you'd have these frontier districts, which would have anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 troops, which would be about half that if you were further inland, or inland meaning away from the ocean that is the Muslim world. But it was all about quality, not just bulk. That was a big part of how they worked. And so these areas in Central Asia were, I keep saying Central Asia, Central Anatolia were called themes. So there was like the theme of Cappadocia and Cilicia and Kalidia and Optimation and Samo and things like that. And so this was a big deal. This is why Manzikert was such a big setback for the Byzantines, because it represented when they effectively lost control over Anatolia, certainly the most important parts of it. Now, they kept fighting over it, obviously, but it ended up just ruining the landscape, and so that's why you had areas that used to be fertile fields, and then just a couple decades later, when the Crusaders start coming down, all they're finding is arid desert as a result of that. So, anyway, let's get back to the action. What I might do here, I think I'm still gonna siege these guys down, because like I was saying, I could. I kind of interrupted myself earlier. This is gonna be a no. I could take this city. I certainly could now. They've been starving and they're losing people, and that would free up my army. But right now, the most important thing is the men that I do have in my army, and that's much more important than time. Even though time usually is most important, that is. Okay, so this is interesting. The entire Turkish army has left, it would appear, except for whatever general is in there. The thing is, Anatolia can be a little bit tricky to move around in sometimes. So we're going to move this guy over here. So now he's on a bridge. We're going to see where this army goes. What could be pretty sweet, maybe he can try to attack, and we can lead him off into northern Anatolia. And then one of these armies can come in here and just quickly ransack Caesarea and kill the other guy. Kill this one's heir. Maybe, just maybe. We are we are -1 florin per turn right now. Still, hey, projected profits of 63. It's that population boost. So we're just treading water at the moment. I'm so tempted to just go, but no, we must save the men. We don't have many of them. Each one counts. So let's take a peek down here at the Venetians. They got a couple family members down here, but the Venetians have a very large family. We're not going to kill them by killing just their generals. Gaza has made no attempt at Jerusalem thus far, which is great. Maybe we can come down here and at least take Antioch. Now, there's no promise that we're going to see a battle in this episode, but after this episode, I'll try to always have us do one per episode. Okay, maybe not the alliance offer, but let's try to do trade rights for the map information. Can we just get a little bit of money? Nice. Okay, so with that 540, we can recruit. No need for that. We're gonna get some roads over here in Corinth, little by little, little by little. We come. Yeah. See, the next place that we'd be able to pass to get around would be over here. Now we could down into this over into this mountain pass. Maybe they'll come down here. All right, but next turn they're gonna rush out, and we will make quick work of them.
Ready to trade.
We gotta hurry. We only got a few more turns if they did have a kid before it comes of age. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, this is. Oh, they do have another family member in there. Was he? Did he just come of age, or he must have adopted him? I think we're gonna... I think we're gonna play this one out.
Men, bring out people of honor.
Let's play this really safe. You just never know. You can't always trust the auto resolve. Alright, so let's pause here for a second. Alright, I need to get these guys to drop. Okay, Blake. Oh, come on. Alright, Turkmen missile cavalry is doing some shit. Our reinforcements are trying to come in. You know, if they've been besieging too, why aren't they just right there? Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right, we got to get our archers to go to work, focusing primarily on the bodyguards. Maybe we can get a nice little snipe in. Not gonna count on it. Here they come. Here they come. All right, let's try to draw these guys off. That's what I'm trying to say. If I can figure out words. Okay, again. Okay, bring it to bear. Bring it to bear on the bodyguards. All right, the siege tower. You see, it's a natural defense. It stops the charge from really hitting home too hard. All right, let's go. Let's go. See, this is the tricky part. You see, this is what I was talking about with the auto resolve. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna charge our general into the archers. We're gonna ignore these Turkmens. They are annoying, but there's just not really much we could do about them at the moment. Like I could bring my forces to bear on them, but we're just ignoring it. Okay, see, these militia. They're trying to get in. They're trying to bring my guy down. All right. We're gonna. Okay.
It is unwise to praise the day before
let's bring them up.
But our men are winning the battle.
All right. Very good. Very good. 26% of the enemy have already been killed. That archer fire is starting to add up. Bodyguards making a desperation charge here at my Trebizond archers. Let's get these other spearmen over here. They're not going to charge. They wouldn't dare with the Turkmens. They don't have the balls to do it. Always be sure to disable skirmish mode when you're manually doing using your ranked cavalry. That's just good practice in my personal view. Okay. Alright, alright. We're down to 9 or 9 bodyguards with this guy. Alright, so you've done quite enough fighting. Time for Prince John to enter the fray. Let's actually get him to double time it. Double time, double time, double time. The rest of you all, you're gonna be late reinforcements, if you're in fact needed, but it's looking pretty good. The spear militia though are in amongst my archers. Get these spearmen to come over here. Where's my other spearmen? Come here, engage with the town militia. Oh, this is great. I love it, I love it, I love it.
It is unwise to praise the day.
Okay, this is fantastic. Almost half of them have been killed. We gotta bring down these bodyguards, though. Okay, you're not doing anything. Get involved, get involved. Alright, General, come on, get right behind your men so you can rally them better. Oh, this is fantastic. I think, are they retreating? No, let's turn off the flaming arrows, maybe.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Alright. Peel out, peel out. Come on, come on. Oh, damn it, they're retreating. Yeah, you don't want to engage with Muslim bodyguards. They're very, very strong. The Trebizond archers from northern Anatolia, funnily enough, they're doing pretty good. They, in my experience, they'll actually kind of hold well. They're like cheap versions of Byzantine guard archers. Really cheap versions. All right, let's start putting some hurt down on these Turkomans because they're just starting to annoy me a lot. And I actually think we could rout these spear militia here. We got a lot of routing going on, and the routing always just makes it worse. All right, both bodyguards are over here. Disengage, disengage. Come on, spear militia. Don't let them get in amongst the archers. We've still only lost about 19% of our men. Now, what we could hope to happen here, and I think it is happening. Alright, we're going to make a rush for the city center. That's going to make the bodyguards start freaking out. They're not going to know what the hell they're doing. Come on, get off him. Get off him. Okay, good. These guys stopped routing. Alright. Yep, the bodyguard is disengaging. These are the priorities, like I said. We could lose this battle. But as long as we killed their bodyguards, it's okay. I cannot stress that enough.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, that's a beautiful angle of shot. Yeah. They're down to 10. The general is chopping up everybody who's trying to move through this area. Come on, get into the city square. Ripping them to pieces. Oh no, we lost our general over here. Nah, he'll be alright. Oh my god, these guys, the Allen Light Cavalry, haven't been moving. Oh no, that hurts. That one hurts. Damn, we lost Prince John. That really sucks. Big time. Okay, now's the part where we tell them to double time it. Turkish archers coming back outside. Yeah, the Turkomans are... They're down to 16. They're pretty much done for. Come on, keep raining the fire down. Their armor is just so damn good. Right, wear them out. Wear them out, wear them out, wear them out. 3 over here, 5 over there. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have one of these units try to get inside. Oh, they lost the gate. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Come on, Take your shots. Take your shots. Look at that. There's 3 of them. Look at it. It's like a firing squad. Oh, I think this one, he's down already.
My lord.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's pretty much a firing squad. But look at that. Look at how many arrows did this guy just freaking take, and he's still there. Let's see what's going on over here. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell who the Sultan is. I think it's this guy. Yeah. Still tearing him up. Still giving me issues.
Excellent.
There we go. Yep, that's him. That's the king.
The king flees from battle. Such a coward does not.
You see how fast that Allen Light Cavalry came up to him? So we take him out, and then it's pretty much over. Oh no. That's it. Nice. Okay, let's have one of you get on this damn ram.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Okay, so we might have to break down the gate to get in there, but basically it's over. Yeah, they've only got 13 people in here. Yeah, we've got this. So we ended up losing about 29% of our men, which was a bit more than I'd wanted. I should have had the Allen cavalry sprint forward a little faster. Unfortunately, we lost Prince John. But that's just how it is sometimes.
Now is the time for brave hearts and
brave hearts. Good dialogue, good stuff. What's going on? The clock's gone. Why are we no longer in command? Take them out. Oh, jeez, so annoying sometimes. Yep, we got it. So it was about even. I really screwed up there with the Allen Light Cavalry. I probably also overestimated how well the Byzantine spearmen would do. We'll get better versions of them later. So we could sack it, get some quick money, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that way we could just get some stuff in there to try to keep things calm while we move everybody out. So we're going to build this church. We're going to... and we can't do any of that yet. Okay. Let's merge who we can, leave this guy behind, and start making our way east. You guys link up with him. We are the most advanced in the world. Yeah, there goes Prince John, like I said. I'm so sorry, I just realized we haven't even really looked at these guys. So, Alexiad, he has a Tacitus, Naval and Field Commander, +2 command. He's a faction leader, aspiring commander, talented for command, promising defender, intelligent, night fighter, but ignorant. So he hurts our trade income, so no need to leave him in the city. Okay, so what I think we could do here is let's give some slight reinforcement to our boys up here, to Alexius, and we might try to... No, there's no way to sneak around. There really isn't. But what we can do is pick up some more Allen Light Cavalry and some archers. That should be enough to help us deal with any sort of issues. These guys aren't going to revolt now, and dare I say, we might actually start building an army over here. No, Corinth. Corinth is where I must build port. These Vardiotai are fantastic. The Byzantine horse archer was a major part of how it worked in the Eastern Roman Empire. It was a big part of their campaigns for centuries. They, like Belisarius, who is centuries before the timeline which we're in right now, but when he was doing his African campaign, he pretty much only used horse. Because he landed in the coast near Daras with about 15,000 men, and about a third of which were cavalry, and that's the one that he took ahead to occupy Carthage and places like that. Anyway, and that was with mercenary Huns, incidentally enough. Can you imagine that? You're a Hun and you end up in North Africa? Talk about seeing the world. Okay, so we're going to end it here. Not end it here. What do the Turks want? Offer me money. Offer me jewels. That's a no-go there. We're gonna try to creep forward a little bit, see what's going on. Okay, I don't know where that Turkish army went, but I'm sure the general is in there.
Yes, my lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy.
Laying siege.
Great. Let's get...
The siege continues.
What's the difference between the Turcopoles and Turcomen? Turcopoles have a little more defense. They got armor too. We'll go with the Turcopoles. The army's heading east. It doesn't look like that is a... yeah, that's just a captain, so he's in here. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to auto-resolve this fight, and the Turks should be destroyed. 20 and 3 command. That's what I'm talking about.
Orders. Onward.
Alright.
Yes.
Let's get you, and you,
Orders.
and you.
Orders.
No, oh, right.
Bringing our troops.
Yes.
Do we have anybody kind of cheap in here? Switch out the Spear Militia. No, that's fine. So we have this huge army. We're gonna, you know, we got all the siege equipment. Look at that, too easy. There's Sultan Mustafa. He's got all cav. It would be way too easy, so we're just gonna auto-resolve it. He's dead, and that should... We're actually just gonna occupy this because it's gonna be a nice central location. And there it is, faction destroyed. This wretched collective of barbaric heathens aspiring to nobility has been eradicated thanks to your decisive leadership. They may be forgotten, but the legacy of your dynasty's mighty conquest shall not. Alright, fantastic. We've avenged Mazinkirk. The Turkish settlements here, they start with 2, and maybe they took more. But they should be all rebel now. Our eastern flank is relatively safe. Let's get some more fire ships out, and then we can start thinking about the Venetians, because, as we can see, they're already making their way east. They've got 7 ships over here. We're going to move these ones back up here to Constantinople. I find that, in terms of naval engagements, it pays to just have... Oh, great, they allied with Sicily. To just have a single death stack that you could reliably transport troops on and sweep the seas with. Yeah, with these extra couple settlements, I think we're going to be A-okay. Let's start bringing him back. 4 turns, yeah, we're not going to get this. That's fine. You know, it would have been nice to have the money, but that's just how it is sometimes. Okay, now let's just prepare some things. This castle, we can actually upgrade this to a fortress, which I think I will do next turn. We'll just make a little chapel first. Everybody's in the green, though. Check out the settlement details. Yo, yeah, only 9% Orthodox here. And over here, they are... It's better, 18%, but... Yeah, they've got a small Orthodox church already. It'll be fine. Alright, so a good start, Like I said, the flank is secure. We're going to have a fortress very soon. Let me check the money. Yeah, next turn we'll start building that fortress. Maybe we can start to unify the rest of Anatolia, or we might start coming down here into the coastlines. Just want to be careful about things, because usually the crusade is going to get called on Cairo. And then you're going to have Crusader states down here, and then some of them aren't going to make it, and then they're just going to have these big stack of Christian armies, and they're going to wonder where to go, and I don't want it to be me. But anyway, be sure to go also check out my Crusader Kings 2 Byzantine Empire campaign, where I'm going to talk more about the domestic side of the Byzantine Empire, and I'll probably actually go into the history of Alexid himself. And in here and in the next ones, I'm going to go more into some military details, which I was only a little bit vague on. But we'll, besides the Leagues program, but we're going to actually talk about Maurice's reforms and things like that. So be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.